Hello, my name is Yasmine Fragoso, and today I will be analyzing the trading relationship between Mexico and Spain. So why did I choose to analyze the trading relationship between Mexico and Spain? First off, I wanted to see how the aftermath of the Mexican War of Independence affected their trading relationship today. In addition, I wanted to see how two different countries on two different continents traded with each other, which leads me to my next point on transatlantic trade. And I wanted to see how if transatlantic trade hindered or facilitated the trading relationship between Mexico and Spain. On a fun note, I am 2/3 Mexican and 1/3 Spanish, so seeing the trading economics between the two countries of my background would be interesting to me. So first off, we are going to compare Mexico and Spain. Mexico has a GDP of 1.21 trillion USD dollars, whereas Spain has a GDP of 1.419 trillion USD dollars. Mexico exports a number of things such as hydrocarbon, machinery, electronic equipment. Spain exports things like machinery as well, vehicles, aircraft. Mexico has a trade balance of negative $3.26 billion, and Spain has a trade balance of negative $0.28 billion. So both countries import more from each other than they export to each other. It should be stated that both Spain and Mexico have industry-specific government subsidy programs that can eventually aid in trade. Things like the National Steel Industry Program in Spain could help aid in the trade of things like aircrafts to Mexico, or Mexico's agricultural support program could help export a number of fruits to Spain. On the matter of dependency, Mexico, 1% of their imports come from Spain, whereas 47% of their imports come from the US, and Spain, 1.5% of their imports come from Mexico, whereas 13% of their imports come from Germany. So with that being said, they aren't super interdependent on each other, and it would not be a good idea for these countries to be interdependent on each other considering the distance that is between the two countries. However, Mexico is Spain's biggest trading partner in Latin America and 15th biggest globally, so Mexico is Spain's main connection to Latin America. In regards to free trade agreements, in 1997, Mexico signed a free trade agreement with the European Union, and that free trade agreement went into effect in July of the year 2000. However, with rising protectionist attitudes from U.S. and the recent presidency of President Donald Trump, the European Union and Mexico strengthened the agreement in 2017. Mexico also strengthened their trading agreement with Spain as well. So, problems with trade. In regards to trade barriers, both countries do have trade barriers with the typical taxes and tariffs. However, Mexico has more trading barriers than Spain does. Mexico has a lack of protection of intellectual and industrial property rights. In addition, Mexico has frequent rejection of European documentation. So, for instance, if Spain fails to print something correctly on some sort of documentation regarding trades with Mexico, Mexico will automatically reject it, which makes the process of trading even longer. Lastly, Mexico has their public spending favor domestic products at the expense of foreign goods. In regards to trade wars, there aren't major trade wars between Spain and Mexico. However, there was one minor hiccup when it came to the trade of Manchego cheese. So the EU granted preferential access of numerous European cheeses to Mexico. However, Spain had a problem with this and did not want to grant protection for Manchego cheese to the European Union. Therefore, trade of this type of cheese is virtually impossible or very rare. So in regards to future trade, well, Spain benefits from Mexico, and that is because Mexico is Spain's number one connection to Latin America. I would say Mexico benefits from the European Union as a whole more than it benefits from Spain specifically. So lastly, in order to make trade a bit fairer between these two countries, Mexico could export more to Spain and Spain could import more from Mexico, just because Mexico is exporting $1.27 billion worth of products to Spain, which is significantly lower than the other figures that were stated before. That is my presentation on the trading relationship between Mexico and Spain. Thank you.